Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. I don't know what I'm saying right now because I'm one of the lucky people who's gonna let these people talk today. I mean, it would make any sense to say your ears, you got two ears and one mouth and you do more listening talk. So, but I want to listen with all my ears today, y'all. So, you know, I'm gonna be what they say, headphoneless. But today on 43 North, it's another undisputed, uninterrupted, I would say, kind of psychoanalyzed podcast. It's something that, you know, people ask, what the topic about, or what are we going to talk about? And I always say nothing. We're going to absolutely, this is a podcast about absolutely
we freestyle everything.
But it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? So today on 43 North, as always, I got my boy, Rockavelli, don't call him Slime.
Yeah, man.
That's
for a different world.
We got Mr. R&B Sure on video and sound, and we got Miss LLC in the building again. She's going to tell you about her new adventure.
LLC.
And the special. I finally got the opportunity to have the great Renaissance man himself here. The man, what they say, the jack of all trades, but the master of none per se. My boy Jeremy Kotecki, man. So no, we shout out Best Buds because that's who we sponsoring today.
Yes,
sponsored by Best Buds. You heard him put his romantic voice on. So today I'm kind of up for arms and everything. I don't know. I know about the community is rising, everybody's promoting, everybody's doing their thing, but why?
Everybody's not.
Okay.
Say what the hell you finna say.
You know what?
I like people who are angry 3 seconds in.
This is the problem with Green Bay, period. Supporting is supporting. Now, you can choose who you support. That's not supporting. Like, it's either you support or you don't. You don't pick and choose, like...
I don't understand pick and choose. I mean, people pick the items they want, people pick the product they want, and those who they choose to do.
Yeah, I share that shit.
I think most people do it just because it's beneficial.
I'm kind of with that too, because like, I mean, there's
clicky or beneficial.
Yeah, it's clicky.
Clicky or beneficial.
Like,
but
you
like,
don't fuck with
you know,
my
if
girl,
I
I'm not
could
gonna
do
fuck with you. But bitch, you low key hitting my inbox like, let's stop.
Nah, that's a different.
Let's just be real.
See, I get that.
Bitch,
I understand what you're saying on that, but the other side.
Like,
You said it's a difference in what though?
Like people are in my inbox. Like that's different. But no, like there's definitely business out there. I wouldn't like I don't promote because I don't believe in whatever it is that they're promoting. But like if I feel like if I vibe with somebody, like I don't need a whole ton of reason. Like if you look like you're doing something positive, I'll support it. But I mean I've definitely been around some business owners that like as human beings I don't care. Like they could be my biggest supporter, and just because I know who they are as people, as humans, like I wouldn't support what they do.
But why do strangers support you more than your close ones?
Because they know you. They know you.
or they know of you.
Yeah, it usually is strangers or somebody else that does not know of you that much.
I think strangers support you most because like there's not really a downside to them because they don't know you, so they can capitalize, like they can ride your coattails on your success. But if you do something wrong, they can always say like, oh, I don't really know them. You know what I mean? Whereas if it's like your friends and family, like then if I know somebody. Like that's my family, then I know all the ins and outs. So like if they come out and do something shady, like it's way harder for me to distance myself from that. Whereas a stranger, I was just like, I didn't know what that was him.
That's deep, but I'm just saying though, it's like the people that's closer to you don't want you to succeed.
It's facts.
It's funny. Strangers is like
facts.
really the ones because just like you said, they don't. You know what I mean? They don't win the game nothing. Family think if I help him get on, he gonna forget about me, or he gonna change if he get money, or this and that. You know what I mean? But starting a business is hard anyway, or just like trying to create one.
Yeah,
well, social media just ain't as effective as it used to be because it's flooded now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's like
everybody chases clouds.
Well, there's so many things. Like there's people who use it, right? Well, the people who put the posters up back, then and now were the ones that got attention. Well, then social media came around and that was the poster for a while, but now it's so easy to do. Anyone can put that poster up.
Yeah.
Anyone can put a thing on social media, so it's so flooded you can't even find what you want to find.
Right.
I see Tommy Boy's stuff like days later, and I'm subscribed. You know
So what do you like? Like you like
I'm
outfoot
with
you
everybody.
a.
I'm boots on the ground. That's how I make this possible right here. What we was got going on there. This part of my boots on the ground, my social
He
media.
had me
network.
from day one.
So,
I ain't gonna lie.
so reaching out to different people.
Right.
I'm all around the boards. I just figure other people's opinions.
Yeah,
because I know
no bullshit.
these 3 individuals all started businesses on their own, and I know we all suffer the same thing. But just the small support from each other ain't working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all got different audience. One thing I like about this guy here, he's like I said, a Renaissance man in the beginning. So I couldn't wait to figure out like his take on a lot of things. Even he been in the military. And I was gonna ask you about that. What in the military was so deep? It was a while ago. You know how the world changed now? We talk about social media. We talk about how the world is evolving. So openly gay and openly this and that is like accepted now due to the Democrats or due to whoever put it together and said, this is what y'all gotta respect.
For sure.
What do you think about the don't ask, don't tell in the military? What was that all about?
Well, so I'm glad they moved beyond that because I always hated exclusionary stuff in general. And don't ask, don't tell. It was one of them. Trying to keep the LGBT community out of the military is stupid in general. You want to do what you want to do for your country, do your thing. But like,
anybody willing to sacrifice their life, I'll support it. I mean, you man.
But so before that, it was just they had a no tolerance policy. Like you could not be in the LGBTQ community and be in the military, and then they were catching heat for that. So then they had don't ask, don't tell, which is basically that
the heat off their ass.
Well, it's basically
anything to get the fire off them.
And that's the thing is that it's basically a the deal policy, right? Like you know how we feel, and just don't say anything, you'll be fine. Which sucks because it's. I almost think it's worse because it's one thing to say like, hey, we don't want people or whatever, but when we're like, yeah, you can be here as long as you're not you. Like that's I find it like
that's
more
like how they get black people back in the
day
day though to fight in the military. They'll let you fight in the military, but when you come back home, you wasn't free. You was still enslaved. You know what I mean? Even in the 60s and so much of the 70s, you was coming back to communities to nothing but heroin. You know what I mean? They had drugs waiting on you when you left the military. When you
why do we care about people's sexual?
That was legit.
Sex is a vibe. Sex is a vibe, but it just show you control over the years how the world has changed, and it's like going full circle because people were scared to say anything back in the day.
Yeah, whatever.
Was they having sex in the military on those ships and shit?
Well, I mean, I was in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would assume so. If I want to take a jab at the Navy, I would say yes, but like I don't actually know. But no, like you could like some dudes. In their unit, they were gay and people knew it, and it's like anywhere else. Like some people really didn't care. I didn't care. Like they were still my friends.
Like
Other people
in the street, bro, I don't care. But the streets is like the military. I'm saying,
I don't care. It ain't
prison, military, and the streets is all the same. It's like little worlds.
But it was like it was a thing though. There was like some people who were fine, who was fine. Like they were my friends. Other people wanted to be dicks about it. But then, as far as the military was concerned, right? Because you could go up to your commander or whatever and be like, yeah.
But yeah.
No, but you could go up to somebody and be like, hey, I'm gay, I don't want to be in the military. And they'd be like, get the fuck back there. You know what I mean? If you weren't causing problems. But then if you were someone they didn't like, and they found out that was your deal, then all of a sudden it was to the point where they're like, oh, you can't be here anymore.
What about movies? Because you're a horror buff too. See, I'm just I don't want to go on about that. I love everybody, and I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
I just asked you how that changed.
Yeah, no, it was just a weird thing.
But what about horror movies, right? So you're a horror buff.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
How do you feel about black people getting sacrificed in the beginning of the horror movie? How do you not feel about it? But why is that the sense in every horror movie? It's like, it's this big white killer.
Well, so now like it kind of depends on the horror. So we talked about it a bit earlier. I really think it was because back in the day they had the group of people who said this is what you can put in movies and what you can't. Right? Like you could only have certain things. I forget what that they ruled cinema, and I think it was like they wouldn't let you do horror movies. Right? Like you couldn't do them. It was against the rules. And so then when they kind of got a little more loose, they're like, all right, how are we going to get away with this, right? Well, this is like the 40s and 50s or whatever it is, 50s, 60s. So like to kill the black guy back then was probably more accepted I'm serious, like, because I'm sure the people running this committee were a bunch of old white people, and they probably were like, all right, well, we want to get away with killing somebody on screen. It can't be Aunt May. Like, what are we going to do here? I watched Green Bay Change a lot. I grew up.
It's only rock shows. I haven't saw a rap show on the water yet. That the town promoted or something.
Because everyone's too scared to
what shows have you seen at Lambeau? Country music.
Listen,
every single one.
Can we be honest though?
80s band.
Excuse me 1 second. Can we be honest though? You know why they don't do that.
I mean, so I moved I'm 42, right? Child of the 90s, and I moved out. I lived in Seattle and Oregon for a few years, and so I had a lot of friends like in the Army. Like seriously, in the 90s, I'm from a 390 person town. I don't think I ever met a Hispanic person. I had personally met one black person, and then I joined the Army, and all my friends were from Miami and New York and LA, and I had to figure out which one was Cuban and which one was Puerto Rican, because if I confused them, they were mad. And like it was crazy. I think just the fact that I'm not an asshole to people that don't deserve it is the only reason I got by, because I was probably some rube from up north. But then I moved back here, and like even from because I've been bartending about 20 years, like you couldn't even get a non-cover band back then to play in the bars because nobody would come. It was all cover bands, and it was all the same music, from the the hair bands and all that, and then it moved on to the music that they play on the Razor or whatever bullshit. But like you couldn't even get original music, much less hip hop, much less anything. Like if you wrote your own music, if you were not playing some shit from the 80s, they wouldn't put you in the club bars, wherever the hell that was.
Yeah.
In the last 5, 6, 7 years, Green Bay has jumped a long way. I wouldn't say it's come light years, right? But it came about as far as I thought it would in about 40 years, kicking and screaming. You have art, you have music, you have original music.
It's a big melting pot. It's a big melting pot, though. I'm not even gonna lie up here.
And that's the thing, is that it's because when I moved here 20 years ago, it was just a bigger up north redneck town. You know what I mean? It
That's
really was
the best thing they could have did.
And now, like in the last 5, 6 years, a lot of it is we work with Sage.
You still getting money like that. You know what I mean?
We in the last 5, 6 years though, like Sage, you guys with what you do and everything. So much more art, music, and all of that, and it's a spiral thing, and I think it's got way more laid back too. So
that's here, that's what they say in like city in the town, but that's here downtown Broadway, right?
Sure.
So nostalgic. It's like the arts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then you go by the stadium, it's this big the way downtown's supposed to look. Titletown is more digital. It's like a backwards situation, and that's why I was
not downtown.
You talking about Lambeau?
At Schwabena, how the hell is that not downtown?
That's a whole different
but the Packers Stadium, you guys have to think about it.
That's their money over there. That's
where the money's supposed to be.
Oh, that's where it's supposed to be,
man.
bro.
Why they don't call that downtown though? Why that's not downtown? Why that's not how our downtown look? Our downtown still look like a real historic.
There's too many cops out there.
No, my daughter worked at the turn and everything. I go to
the reason there is one reason, because there's nothing in it I hated this town for a long time, and now I genuinely like the community I surrounded myself with, and it's going in a positive direction, I think. The reason that it's not like that over by Lambeau is because the only money-making thing really in Green Bay, outside of having your concerts here and there, or whatever shipping thing, is the Packers. Yep. Like that whole area, every city that you've ever been to, not the city, every city has that place that's the tourists go there. You don't go there, the tourist goes there. And that's what that whole Lambeau area is. If you go around there, like, they have a sledding hill. Like, nobody in Green Bay...
Have you seen the houses over there?
Yeah.
They all literally...
Millions of dollars just put up for fucking...
Bruh, it's crazy.
They got millions of dollars just sitting.
This bar scene, the depot. What about... Do the Green Bay Life paint... Everybody do... They paint, like... Nude photos? Do y'all have nude?
Oh, the Green
Get
Bay
out
Life
of here, man.
So that's
saying.
our group on Thursdays. And they're all, so the Green Bay Life Shrine is the Facebook group or whatever, and it was put together by some artists that, there were other kind of artists, but they wanted to get better at whether it's portrait or people or whatever. And it's not new. Whenever I say we have a model come in and paint, like, the first thing I say is it's non-nude, because that is the first question. Like, you can see it in people's eyes. As soon as I say, like, yeah, there's a model that comes in and people paint, first question. You can see it in their face. But it's non-nude. But we do some different stuff. Like, a lot of the models are just...
Absolutely not.
Titanic?
I would.
Titanic?
How much they gonna pay me to stand there with my hands on my head?
No, I would.
Rock.
I mean, I got the answer for
That's
that.
a lot of shit.
$15 an hour.
$15 an hour. Right there.
Pay me though.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be just standing there naked for nothing.
Well, you get...
What?
It's not just for nothing.
But, no, we get a lot of it's just
Can
models
I
that
pay
like
my
volunteer.
beers for standing there naked?
I mean, come
With
on.
all
you
my
think
body
about
parts
you-
Maybe
out.
one. Well, you don't have to be naked. That's the point.
Like, it's
It's
okay
not
to
gonna
get back
happen then.
sometimes. It's
I can't
okay.
give it back with videos and pictures of you did. It's not gonna happen.
It's called Green Bay Life, bro. It's Green Bay
Right.
Life.
I will never be part of Green Bay
Life.
Life.
Oh, I'm glad you
Ever,
said
boss.
that. I would love to.
I'm from Milwaukee. I will never be
Won't
part
you
of
open your
I just
damn
live
mindset,
here.
nigga?
Exactly.
My mind said open, and this is not a place to be
He
a part
said
of.
no. That's it.
I'm a Green Bay native,
I
though.
ain't-
Well, it's called Green Bay Life Drawing because the group is in Green Bay. It's more like I don't think they're drawing Green Bay Life. They just happen to be located
But
here.
I'm just giving him shit because he's a part of this
I know.
Green Bay. He need to get in some of these paints. I'm trying to
God,
loosen my
you
boy
need
up.
to
No,
stop.
like, we have a lot of we have a lot of people come
and
through.
One of my homies shouldn't be trying to get me naked.
Oh no, it's not the fact of being naked, bro.
To be painted. What the fuck?
That's the only thing you thinking about. We talking about something else.
Yeah. Okay, we lost that a long time ago.
Okay, please.
You know I want to
I don't
together.
want no
I'm just saying. I'm just saying though, baby.
All different.
I'll do that.
Yeah, no. Well, again, it's not new, so you have to
pay
have
my
something.
body.
But you could make me
You
a
can wear whatever
prosthetic
you want.
new
yeah.
piece though.
Like Maggie came in like a looking like a 1930s flapper girl in there. Tara did like a goth Red Riding Hood thing. We did special effects makeup on a couple people.
Yeah.
Me and Lance Williams, we doing one on
I
Tara.
think I've seen that picture.
Special effects.
That golf, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, that was Paul who runs the group actually. That was one of his favorite paintings he did in that group. But it's all different, you know. It's all different artistic levels. You know what I mean? Some people are pros, some ain't, and some are learning, and some are a little better. There's honestly people that have come in before and do something else. Like they come in and do like they just want to be around a group of artists while they're doing stuff. So every once in a while you'll have somebody come in who's just painting an abstract piece off to the side or whatever. You know, they just want to be around those kind of people, and they're super nice. Like people roll through and they're like,
See,
hey,
that's
can I
why
talk to you?
I'm
And
throwing
what
it out
day?
there.
I would,
I
I would mind.
Hey, what day do you
experiencing
do this
that,
group?
It's
Is it
Thursday.
open invite?
Yeah, so it's Thursday afternoons at the depot from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It's $10 to go, which goes to paying the model or whatever. And it's usually either upstairs or outside, depending on the weather, and just whoever the model happens to be or what they happen to be, like if they do a costume or not. Like
They could paint you, put some of your swimming cream on. You know what I mean? I eat everything now because my thing is this: we gon' die.
Most definitely.
We gon' die.
But you gonna
That's
get
the
to
one
that
thing
age.
that's gonna happen.
You might get in shape right now, get healthy for the apocalypse, because the apocalypse is coming. We gonna have to fight some zombies or some third world.
Resident
people or
Evil,
something.
that new one?
You gonna have to be in a little bit of shape. That's why the world saying get in shape.
well, but you have to fight. You gotta start
Man,
eating
smoke
healthier.
me.
To
Yeah.
realize how bad you feel.
You
now.
do.
You're
Get me
fine.
out the
Like,
way.
You're never gonna feel bad because you don't.
But
don't
you're
know
gonna
what
get
it
to
is.
that
Fight
age.
I'm the
zombies
same
the
way.
rest of my life. You gonna do that? Smoke me. Get me out the way, bro.
You gonna get to that age. You gonna see that doctor and
I'm
they
here
tell you.
chasing you all day, every day, trying to bite you. Man, smoke me, man. Nah, bro.
I would have had.
Show me the afterlife. I ain't finna be doing this all day, bro. Get away from me, bro.
Hey, he's the bait for our escape. Then, hey, Rock, you ready? Just let him.
Yeah, come on, bro. Cause I ain't finna do this. All day you gotta watch for motherfuckers coming at you like this.
How can you fight that?
Bro, go on, bro.
As
If
long
I
as
tell you to move around and you still just take me out, cause I'm not gonna keep doing this with everybody. I ain't got enough bullets.
But you a street nigga. That's part of the game, baby. We gotta shoot them down like flies.
hey, Rock
I'm
gonna
34 years old.
gonna run.
By
I
the
already
time
know he's
that
gonna
come,
run.
I'm gonna be
The
60.
damn lie,
It's coming.
he gonna run.
I ain't gonna be a street nigga no more after that.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
I'm gonna be a senior citizen with AARP.
I'm gonna have
And I'm not
AR-15.
gonna be fighting
I'm gonna
no
have
zombies.
AR-15. I'm
No
gonna sit on my
60-something
porch. I'm gonna
years
be ready for the zombies.
Smoke me, bro.
Fat eating a
I
burger.
got an email from AARP on my birthday a couple weeks ago. I was like, y'all could have waited
You
till
already
tomorrow.
there, huh?
Could have waited till tomorrow. Right, like, why am I
Damn.
When you going tomorrow?
They don't wait. They got everybody's birthday in the United States of America. As soon as you hit that age, they send it to you.
So we all got 3 different looks as well. So this was what to show how the universe works. She got this hat and her hair. He got this green hair. He got a short. He cut his
Hey, I'm in
dreads.
trap gear all the time.
I got braids.
Until it's time to
And it
put
show
that
you how
shit
the
on.
universe
You hear me
works.
now?
But that's the most positive thing I can say about this community. That's what I'm relishing on, because in a community like this, who would ever thought you could bring people?
Yes,
Not
sir.
only do we have these unique individuals, we got Shua.
Shua.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Shua is really interesting.
Mike
because
cutting off. Mike cutting
know
off
what I
right
mean?
now, yo.
This is a Thailand soldier or something. He came from a whole nother universe to come here on 43. We all had to travel this way to get to the same place. And it's so weird how you link up with individuals who's like-minded but who have different thoughts. You know what I mean? That's what the blessing of this community is. That's the positive part. Because when I was at home in the city in Chicago, It was only black people around me. When I was in Michigan, it was on. You know what I mean? They kept us structured. Here we all trapped. We all got the big church in that Swabanine running down. But it allows unique people to meet together.
I don't know.
The church of Green and Gold. The one y'all said.
Oh, absolutely. My bad.
They're fun in the town. They're fun in the town. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to say, man. I'm gonna get a shout out to everybody who came through today, man. We're gonna say this is what it do. That's the love in this community when you can still, no matter what, have random ideas, random thoughts, talk about absolutely nothing, but still make a point. But from the minds of 4 different nationalities, you feel me? Because it's deep. That everybody is going through the same thing no matter where you from. Everybody's dying. Everybody's trying to lose weight. Everybody's famous on social media. It's like the world is so much the same right now, man. It's going, and in the background, the politicians pulling the string, getting ready for the apocalypse. So please be prepared. Shout out 43 North. Shout out my girl, Miss LLC. Shout out Jeremy, because we talked about absolutely nothing. And shout out my boy Rock. A motherfucking Valley, Shoe in the house.
Yes, sir.
And, everybody, 43 North. I love y'all. Y'all social media something real quick before we go, man. Where you want to reach you at? Do y'all want to reach you?
Stay kind.
Jeremy Kotucky Art is my Instagram. I love being an artist with the least imaginative Instagram name that it could possibly be, so it's just my name and art.
Rockavelli Slime everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, IG, all that shit.
So I can say your friend request?
One name. You already on my
Thanks.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.